boys in elementary school, we have all grown up watching movies from Disney and Pixar. And no matter how many we've seen, we all know them to be very creative and well-done films. It is their reputation. But I think as a result of growing up with them, we've come to take this creativity for granted. There's much more depth to the world of Pixar than what we have acknowledged. I've heard people say, okay, but they're just kids' movies. Yes, the targeted audience is children. But unlike many other features of the same genre, the Pixar films cater to people of every age, somehow managing to touch with such intricate simplicity the child within us all. One of my favorite memories of seeing a Pixar movie was when I saw one about a week or two after it came out in theaters. And my friend and I could barely find 2 seats together because it was packed with kids. And what was so cool about it was how they all laughed at every funny part, even the parts that I had forgotten could be funny. And so I found myself laughing along with them as well. When I sent out my survey, most of you were able to pick a favorite of the top 10, or of the 10 movies that have come out over the last 15 years. And most students said nothing but positive things about the collection as a whole. But of the entire class, only 1 student said that Ratatouille was their favorite, and only 3 ranked it in their top 4. Now, while every Pixar movie is undeniably unique, Ratatouille has something special, a hidden value underestimated by many of its viewers. This hidden value has held particular importance for me personally. So today I'd like to share with you the 2 primary lessons to be learned from this movie, 2 messages embedded within the story, and 1 very important attitude to be discovered through this animated rat's life-changing experience. This is the story of 2 nobodies who were given the chance and who took the opportunity to become the somebodies they dreamed to be. I'll focus in this speech on our main character, a rat named Remy. At the beginning of the movie, Remy struggles to see any significance in his rat clan's way of life. He knows that there's more to life than stealing people's unwanted garbage, and he seeks to find his true purpose. One thing he's sure of is his passion for the human art of cooking. At one point, Remy says, "I know I'm supposed to hate humans, but there's something about them. They don't just survive, they discover, they create." And in spite of what others around him say, especially his dad, Remy knows that he can do more. He can be so much more if only someone would give him the chance to share in this creativity. Well, he is finally given this opportunity when he finds himself in the kitchen of his favorite restaurant, Gusteau's. Though at this point in the story, Chef Gusteau has passed away, his character, the memory of who he was, remains, acting as Remy's conscience and internal voice. For those of you who haven't seen the movie, I'll show you a quick clip just to help set up the rest of the story.
Chef de partie, demi-chef de partie, both important. For me, their cooks, very important.
You are a clever rat. Now, who is that?
Oh, him? He's nobody.
Not nobody. He is part of the kitchen.
He's a puncheur or something. He washes dishes or takes out the garbage. He doesn't cook.
But he could.
No.
How do you know? What do I always say? Anyone can cook.
Well, yeah, anyone can. That doesn't mean that anyone should.
Well, that is not stopping him. See? Oh, is it doing? No. No! No!
As the story continues, Remy gets the chance to help this poor character pretend to be a chef in order to keep his job at Gusteau's. Now, throughout the story, there are 2 prominent lessons to be learned. First, don't steal. In at least 4 parts of the movie, Remy is reminded not to steal food, a little habit of his as a rat. A cook makes, a thief takes. The other lesson, as you all heard in the clip, anyone can cook. Now, this of course is encouraging to those who are passionate about cooking, but it also sends a message to anyone who is passionate about anything. The deeper message of this motto says you can do anything you dream to do if you just take heart and take courage and are willing to move forward in spite of your failures. You will be successful. One of the quotes from Gusteau in the movie says, "You must be imaginative, strong-hearted. You must try things that may not work, and you must not let anyone define your limits because of where you come from. Your only limit is your soul. What I say is true. Anyone can cook, but only the fearless can be great." The other deeper message to be found in this story is that in spite of our preconceived notions about ourselves and the people around us, everything and everyone is subject to positive change. And while some of these changes may not happen when we'd like them to, nothing will ever change until we believe it can. If the components of our outlook on the future are built only on what we've seen in the past, we may never find the happiness we seek. In the movie, Gusteau says, "If you focus on what you've left behind, you will never be able to see what lies ahead." Ultimately, the writers of Ratatouille want to convey something so valuable, perhaps one of the most important things to remember in life. As long as we keep trying, as long as we continue to look forward, and as long as we don't give up when we fail, we will be successful. Toward the end of the movie, Remy almost gives up, until his conscience makes him realize the hope and truth that he knew he had from the very start. As college students, we all have our hours of frustration and despair, and that's okay. But what we must remember is that we are all capable and creative in our own way. I learned this all from one movie. Yeah, some of its content might be somewhat intuitive, but not to everyone, as Carrie Ann stated today. This movie reveals hope and inspiration, not only to children, but to college students and to even adults who may never have been told to keep trying. So in spite of what some people think about this Pixar film, Ratatouille is a masterpiece, the depths of which were created to be enjoyed by everyone. I encourage you to watch this movie, whether you've seen it or not. Look for the beauty, not just on the surface, like the animation, the music, and the clever writing, which, by the way, is amazing. But look to see the deeper meaning that comes forward through the characters, through the story, and even through the title itself. Ratatouille. It's not just another Pixar movie.